This city is an open grave.
A tomb where the dead may not rest in peace. Cruel, yet inventive.
You'd know all about that. We'll be lucky if we find any survivors.
you! Help us! Look out! Up there! You there! Help us!
Shh, keep it down. There's still patrols around. We're looking for the other members of the Freeborn Blades. That mean anything to you?
The what? What's that?
The Freeborn Blades. A mercenary company.
Huh. Yeah, I heard of them. I think they're in the southern part of the city. That's where the king was last seen. Maybe you can find him.
You think the king is there too?
I can't be certain he's still there. Maybe he's been captured. We can only hope that he's still alive.
Hey, you! Help us! Psst. We need help.
Prince Aranil? What are you doing here, my lord?
I followed you, Vulcan. I must save our king, with or without your aid. What is this thing?
I don't know, but it doesn't look right.
Son? My boy? Can it be you?
Oh, fuck.
By all the gods. Father? It cannot be!
Do not look upon me. I am so sorry. Do not stay here. Take the crown and leave this place.
Oh, Father. But what have they done to you?
I surrendered. Lord Blackfrost told me that you were slain. That Marshal Winter's army had left no survivors at Bastion. I had not the strength to even raise my sword. And so he changed us, remade us, the other nobles and I, and all those who had taken refuge in the palace. He wanted me to witness our end, so that I would live without defeat and news of your death for eternity. But you are alive. You live. Your mother and I are so relieved to know you live.
Mother? But how can I release you from this curse?
My son, if you only knew how sorry we are. You cannot save us. We are condemned to this abomination. You must slay us. The others, the Queen, the Count, all of these people. I feel their suffering. Hear their screams within me. Put an end to it, I beg you. Free us that our souls may be with you.
Sire, I can take care of this, if you want me to.
For pity, my boy. Whatever you decide. Take the crown.
There is more power lying hid in this twisted corpse than in a dozen juggernauts. I will not stand by and watch those blood-sucking necromancers steal it from me once more.
Sire, please step aside.
What are you doing?
I'm taking back the power that was stolen from the World Heart.
How dare you? That is my father, the King of Caralthas. I have to perform the funeral rite to free his soul. Have you no respect?
Respect for him that joineth with the Deadwalkers? Ha! I think not.
We have to get back to the camp before the Deadwalkers come for us. The death of one of the Liches is bound to have gotten their attention.
I will come soon. I must first perform a ritual to free my father's soul from this unholy carcass so that it may stay with me.
I'll wait outside.
You seem to have evolved. we may at last be able to have an interesting discussion.
What do you want?
Quite simply, an exchange of experiences from one superior entity to another.
I'm not certain I know what you mean.
You are using a human body as a host, just as I am, though the condition of mine is somewhat worse. What is your degree of control? Your feeling? What have you tried? Do you still feel the need to satisfy your human's desires?
It's more like coexistence. Vulcan is still most present. I have need of its human experience. Some aspects of this flesh existence are still strange to me. I understand not why we tarry here giving help to this one or that one, when we know that we must go to the World Heart.
You see, humans, when you get down to it, are rather like ants. They have to scurry around all the time to feel alive, to give themselves a sense of purpose, and they live in groups, of course. If one combines these facts, one can see that they actually need to rush about here and there, helping one another. Despite the fact, of course, that those they are helping are about as important, from an overall perspective, as the ants that we spoke of initially.
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Talk to you later. We can't afford to wait for Arundel. Not in his condition. The Deadwalkers will be scouring the city to find who killed their Lich. We gotta get back to the camp fast.
Dost thou feel the power of the World Heart flowing through us, since thou didst absorb the Lich?
I feel a little stronger, but it's not enough.
Yes, it is far from over. This power comes straight from the necromancers, who sucked it from the World Heart. We must starve them.
The going's a bit steep, so be careful where you step.
Mercenary.
I'm leaving.
A Deadwalker. Guards! Guards!
Take it easy. Calm down. He's with me, and he's not dangerous.
But it is a Deadwalker.
Don't get him started on that, please. Yes, he is a kind of zombie, immortal thing, but he's not part of the Deadwalker army.
Fear not, my young friend. I don't eat elves. They play havoc with my digestion. So you're not at any risk from me.
I'd like you to go and talk to the Red Scribes about what you know. You over there, get off your ass and escort our friend here to the Red Scribes.
If that is what you wish. Be seeing you.
Your transformation seems to be speeding up. You should be careful. I'm afraid that you won't be able to recover the humanity that you have lost.
Listen, it's real nice of you to worry about me. But personally, I never felt so good. What can you tell me about Mathras?
He is a most unusual being. Do you realize he has been alive for over 6,000 years?
Don't you get the impression that he's just talking bullshit?
Even though at first sight, such a long existence sounds impossible, he has knowledge of history that makes it very difficult for us to doubt his word. And his appearance speaks for itself, if I may be so bold.
It's true that he does look a bit ripe.
As far as I understand it, he regularly changes his bodies. As soon as the one he's taken starts wearing out, he procures a new frame? What is really fascinating is that he is the kind of undead that was previously unheard of. We had no idea there was a being able to transfer their soul from one body to another in order to keep living. Remember that his knowledge could very well turn our vision of mortality upside down. And of course he might provide unhoped-for help against the lords of the frozen shadows.
What did I tell you? Once they've recovered from the shock of my somewhat shriveled appearance, everybody thinks I'm highly useful.
I have to admit you were a big help in the city. If you don't have anything better to do, I'd appreciate it if you would join me. I hope the shock, as you put it, of my other companions won't last too long.
From my point of view, it will only last for a heartbeat. As long as mine keeps beating, I'll be following you with great interest.
Let's talk about something else. Do you have a moment? I wanted to ask you a few things. Let's change the subject. Later.
They attacked the wrong person. How dare they condemn our king to such a macabre fate? My father. It's time for us to repay the Deadwalkers in kind. I want to see them destroyed, so not a single one of those dead ever dare set foot in our streets again. We're going to launch a massive assault to take back our city. It is time to turn the tide of this war. Vulcan, we will need you, and your extraordinary abilities. We have to send a small group to open the city gates. I'm counting on you. I know that you can be stealthy and incredibly effective. A few soldiers will be going with you. This is our best chance. Black Frost doesn't seem to be here anymore, and most of his forces went with him.
This prince is a stupid dreamer, but a useful one. If he attacks, he will draw the necromancer's eye, clearing the way for us.
All right. Count me in on this mission, but nothing more. I don't intend to take part in the fighting to retake the city, but your last stand coincides with my objectives. Black Frost should find your army fascinating. He'll send a large part of his troops against you, and he might even show up in person. And as it appears that his realm is one of the paths to the World Heart, that'll clear the path for me.
I would have preferred more assistance, but that'll have to do. This will be a magnificent battle.
If you say so.
Thou knowest that Black Frost's palace will take us to the World Heart, yet still thou dost waste thy time in vain battles. Thy stupidity knows no bounds.
The knight would like to talk to his friend about an ancient ritual. For it is said that wisdom and strength often reveal themselves through the mists of time.
A ritual? Considering what happened to me the last time I was at one of those, I should probably listen to you. So what's it about?
Where the knight comes from, the bravest warriors are permitted to take part in a dangerous but powerful rite. They must search for special ingredients to make a potion for themselves that they then drink. Only the very strong survive. But if they live, they gain the experience and skills of many warriors long dead, and thus each of their blows becomes more deadly.
And you did this? This potion?
Yes. The knight accomplished this ritual many years ago, and he carries within him the wisdom of all the great warriors of Algander. It made him much stronger, and he is sure that if an exceptional warrior was to go through this same ritual, the effects would be many times more powerful.
Uh-huh. So it looks like I'm going off looking for outlandish ingredients again. But hey, if it's for a good cause...
The knight has prepared a list. His friend must now search for all the ingredients written on it.
I'm on it.
Vulcan, come here. I need to talk to you about something. While you were in the city, the Deadwalkers apparently began stirring. Several scouts have disappeared without a trace. They can't just have been ambushed by chance. Someone must have given their roots to our enemies. I'm afraid we have a traitor among us. Though if that's the case, I don't understand why we haven't been attacked by the Deadwalkers yet. What's really troubling is that these disappearances pretty much correspond to your arrival here, which means that your living dead friend is the prime suspect. Even if it's just as possible that it's one of the Red Scribes, or even one of your people.
And why can't it be one of your people?
Why would he do that? And above all, why would he wait until now to betray us?
Maybe he reacted to the prince's return. He may have expected you to lay down your weapons, and when he saw you were gaining hope again, he decided to speed things up.
Maybe. Regardless, we have to find the spy and silence him. You have demonstrated your effectiveness and discretion. Can you take care of this?
Of course. I'll look into it.
Oh my, you don't look so good. Something jamming up your pipes? Perhaps you should consider an enema.
Hilarious. But with friends like you, who needs enemas? I brought you a few stones I found.
Thank you. I'm sure it doesn't seem all that important to you, but all the elven people are in your debt.
I'll leave you here. Sybil, can I talk to you?
Yes?
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
What do you want to know?
What do you think of Mathras?
I think he's absolutely unique, fascinating. I have always loved history and history books, but he actually lived through history. It's just incredible. There is so much we can learn from him. His knowledge could allow us to better understand what happened in our past. We could learn from the eras of our ancestors.
Do you really think he's immortal?
Oh, I'm convinced of it. You only have to look at him. He's so cultured and has so much knowledge. Which reminds me...
Something to do with our decomposing friend?
Yes, he won't talk to me about his romantic experiences. I managed to get a lot of stories about battles and all sorts of historical anecdotes, but nothing about his love life. It's not that I want to pry into his intimate life, but I do wonder why he's so reticent to talk about it.
I could always ask him for you. I need your help. Come with me.
If you want.
An undead? In our camp? Aren't you afraid it'll communicate with its masters? Sir?
It's a calculated risk. Your friend Edwin told me that she can interrogate those creatures, so we captured one.
You really can do some pretty weird things.
Listen, Vulcan. We're not going to turn down any information. If we can find out how to haul our asses out of the fire, I don't see how it can hurt. Ready to make it talk?
If our fire breather doesn't need me right away, I can start getting ready.
Excellent. Let's start the interrogation.
Listen, maggot head. You're going to tell us everything you know.
That's not quite how it works, Captain. It can't just answer questions like that. Tell me what you want to know, and I'll dig around in its memory to find the answers.
In that case, why not dig everything out, so we don't miss anything?
Even for someone as skilled as me, that could take weeks. Its brain, however limited, is like an immense archive that contains both recent memories and memories of its past life.
All right. I want to know if that bastard Black Frost really has left the area.
Let me concentrate. Yes. I see him raising the wave and turning the whole city into ice. This soldier must have been at his feet. Then he gave the order to attack, and gave orders to several powerful undead. Apparently he left right after. He appears nowhere else in its memory.
What are those powerful dead you were talking about?
I see a flying creature, like the one in the swamp, and others. But the image is blurred.
So the army is being commanded by a tormentor now?
No, I don't think so. They make good spies, but poor leaders. That said, I don't see any real generals.
Nothing that looks like that one that attacked the village.
No, but Black Frost will definitely have left someone in charge. Someone he trusts. This soldier just didn't see who.
What were the Black Frost's orders?
You have to understand that this creature's ability to comprehend is limited. From what I can see, it was told to keep watch over the city. He asked to be sent living people. Prisoners. The other living people must still be alive and under guard. Other prisoners. And of course, that he be informed in the event of trouble.
Does he know we entered the city?
This dead thing doesn't anyway. But that doesn't mean a thing, unfortunately. I think that he... Oh no! He saw me!
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Well, well. Probing the spirits of the dead? You can well imagine that this sort of communication goes both ways. So, that's where my dear rebels are hiding, is it?
I must break the link! Right now!
Vulcan? Hey, are you still there, Vulcan? Or am I talking to the demon that's taken control of my powder man?
I am me. And more than me. That's what counts.
I suppose you're right. I don't really care what you are at this stage. The only thing I need to know is whether I can count on you, or whether I should put you out of your misery right now.
We have common interests, and the same enemies. In as far as I happen to have inside me our only hope of victory, killing me would seem to be a pretty stupid strategy. What's more, I'm not even sure you could.
Don't get smart with me, Vulcan. Have you heard about all this spy business?
Yeah, the Elf Commander told me. They suspect us. Us and the Red Scribes.
Now that would be priceless. If that long-faced twat accuses us of being traitors.
Who do you think it could be?
I confess that at first I thought it was your pal who looks like you just dug him up.
Mathras? Honestly, I don't think so.
I agree. I realized that since he's permanently surrounded by the scribes, he'd have a hard job finding the time to betray us.
Do you think it's one of the scribes?
It's possible. After all, it wouldn't be the first time they've shagged us while we had our backs turned. But whoever the mole is, has to know their way around, and not be scared to go outside on their own. Can you see any of those snot-nosed weeds taking that kind of risk? The most likely, whatever Commander Pointy Ears thinks, is that one of his boys is a turncoat. Go and check with Buffalo. I saw him chasing one a while back.
Considering the size of him, I doubt he caught the guy. I'll go ask him. You know, I wanted to ask... I think we're screwed here. What do you think?
I say if the commander really wants to attack, we better be quick about it. The only chance is taking the enemy by surprise.
I have to go.
The knight has come to ask help from his friend. While on reconnaissance, he spotted a convoy which he thinks should be stopped. A group of deadwalkers transporting an object. He thinks they should be attacked and the object taken from them while there is still time. The broken road will only slow them a little. The knight and his friend must get there as quickly as possible.
Do you really need my help? Can't you fight them alone?
If the one who carries the object should escape during the assault, it would be regrettable, and the combat would be wasted. If two should attack together, success is more likely.
Okay then. Let's go for it. I have to go somewhere with Ranval. Wait for me here.
Very well, but be careful, please.
Edwin, I need to speak to you.
What can I do for you?
Hey, thanks for your help. Without you, we never would have gotten anything out of that dead stiff.
You know me, I just love to be helpful.
I would like to ask you a few questions. What's the story with this Mathras guy? Who is he?
It's hard to say. He's one of the living dead. Of that I'm completely certain, but he is able to do things no other species of revenant has ever done before. You must understand that necromancy, the magic that allows the dead to be reanimated, is based upon one principle: giving energy to lifeless bodies. Mathras functions differently somehow. It is not his body that has been brought back to life, but rather his mind, which has survived his body.
He says he's 6,000 years old. You believe that?
It is entirely possible. His spirit is in theory immortal. This magic is far different from that which is practiced in Vertiol. Instead of drawing energy from the world heart, he draws energy directly from the body he is possessing.
Could that have anything to do with the Ice Lords or my demon?
Absolutely not.
Thanks. Buffalo, I have to talk to you.
What do you want?
You were seen leaving the camp. What were you doing?
What business is that of yours? Are you spying on me?
I don't have all day. Just answer me. Captain's orders.
I was just out on a little recon. I don't see how that can help you.
They told me that you were looking for someone.
Yes, the soldier who was on watch just over there. He left his post, was trying to follow him, but he lost me. He knows the terrain better than I do. I followed his tracks for a while, but considering the number of deadwalkers in the area, I decided to come back. I didn't want to give away our position.
Where did the tracks lead to?
Over toward the river, but don't bother. The guard already came back. He's just over there. You could go and ask him yourself.
I guess that's what I'll do. Thanks for the tip.
Can I help you with something, mercenary?
I was told you left your post.
That's... no, never. Who told you such a thing?
You think I'd tell you? Come on, tell me everything or you'll really be in the shit.
All right. I left, but only once. I was following your comrade, Buffalo. He went to the main gates of the city. I figured that was pretty suspicious. But I didn't dare go very far. I couldn't leave my post unguarded, you understand. And then the Deadwalkers didn't seem about to attack him. In the end, he went back without a scratch and without saying a thing.
That's funny. Buffalo says you're the traitor, and that the reason he left was to find you.
He's lying. He's the one. I've heard rumors about him. Some people say he's immortal. How else can you explain that he gets out of things every time?
You're talking bullshit. I've known him for years, and believe me, I've seen his blood get spilled more than once. He's got no reason to betray us.
Reasons? Since when have mercenaries needed any reason other than a good payoff? It said the Deadwalkers found you in the middle of a swamp. You don't find that suspicious?
You lie with every breath you take. It's time for that to stop.
Anyway, we're all going to die, today or tomorrow. What difference does it make? But I'm going to come back to life. My master promised me.
Yeah, and you'll be one more dead grunt in his army. Stupid idiot.
I think you caught the mole. I hope you don't think it's me anymore.
Ah! What the hell is that? Guards! Guards!
Calm down, Smithy. I'm on your side.
Our side? With a face like that? You think I'm stupid? Guards!
Fool. If I had wished him ill, his bones would he now be crackling over the flames.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Why the long face? Is something wrong?
You mean apart from the fact that my city no longer exists and I've lost most of my people? Sorry for being in a bad mood. I'm still alive, I should be grateful for that, but actually, I feel completely useless, and that makes me sick.
Looks like you've got lots to do, though. Even if your army doesn't have as many troops as before, they still need equipment.
Of course, and that's what's driving me crazy. I had to leave all of my equipment behind when I escaped, and there was no chance of getting it back. I can only sell the weapons the soldiers bring me, and when you think I had the best forge in Vertiel, Thormal Diamond Arms Hammer, can you believe it?
So, what's so special about this diamond arm hammer?
It's a priceless relic. Just imagine, the best elfsmith in history set his soul stone in it. He who wields it immediately absorbs all of his techniques. It's a unique object, one every smith dreams of possessing.
Seeing as how it means so much to you, I could get it back for you.
Really? You would be doing me the greatest of favors, and not just for me, for the entire army. I'd finally be able to work again.
Consider it done.
Well, well, you again. Can I help you?
Show me what you have to sell.
Alas, not much. I'm missing so much equipment, but have a look. You might find something you like.
Vulcan, I hope you've got good news.
Your traitor won't be a problem anymore. The bad news is you're down another soldier.
I take it you're implying it was one of our own. Who?
The one on guard below our camp. Rest assured he won't be telling anybody anything anymore. But he'll have to be replaced, I guess.
I'm sorry for the false accusations made against your comrades. Here, accept this gift as an apology.
Nothing new in the outlying areas?
They still control the perimeter. If the Deadwalkers are aware of our presence, they're hiding it well.
I still haven't found your passageway beneath the city.
It's there, somewhere. And we have to find it. It's our only chance.
I'll be going now.
How can I help you, mercenary?
I'll be going now. Sybil, can I talk to you?
Yes?
I need your help. Come with me.
If you want.
The Knight would like to discuss something that has been troubling him. He would like to understand what his friend hoped to accomplish using the body of the Elven King.
The body was overflowing with magic power. I took that power, and it made me stronger.
Ah, taking the enemy's strength and using it against him. The Knight understands this strategy and approves of it.
I found the ingredients for your drink. I hope it was worth the effort.
The Knight thinks that his friend is in for a pleasant surprise.
I have a few questions I need to ask you. The elves took a hell of a beating, huh?
Defeat is commonplace when treachery lurks nearby. The Ice Lords used trickery and magic. The elves had no chance. This was a battle without honor.
That may be, but they beat us. Now we only have the scattered remains of what was probably the most powerful army anyone has seen in an age. Doesn't it seem a little hopeless?
This whole war is without hope. But since the Knight and his companion are here, they might as well fight until the bitter end.
Let's change the subject. I'll leave you.